Welcome back to the channel. Here's a little before, back in July 2023, when the layout was really just getting started. And then as of this month, April 2024, it's looking a whole lot different. It's got a lot more character, and I'm really happy with how it's coming together. When you look at this initial scene, when I was first starting to lay the roads and the track were down and just a bit of brown paint slapped over everything. This local one from Dave Scott over at Scott Rails sent me. Runs a treat, testing out the track. You can see there's absolutely nothing put down yet, just polystyrene and a little bit of track bed, ties painted and weathered. And now we've got scratch built engine sheds and kits done, cooling stages, diesel fueling point, all painted, weathered, DCC sound as well. What a difference. Really happy with how it's coming together. Love the railroad signals. I'll show you more of that in a minute, but yeah, what a layout. It's been a lot of great fun and taking it from the basics, putting some scenery down, a little bit of sand and dirt and grass, and then moving up to the more final details. I will do road markings as well. I believe these signals are from Eve Model. Great signals, perfect. And maybe a bit tall, but hey, they work. They're quite cheap. You get the little circuit board that comes with it. You can wire 4 up into one circuit board, but you get 4 circuit boards anyway, so you can spread them about. Quite easy to wire up, straightforward. Just put it straight into the controller that's running my lights. Turn it up high enough and you'll get them flashing. There is a little control on it where you can dim it, or a little screwdriver can change the speed of it, but I've kind of got it a little bit fast there, but I did manage to slow it down on the other one. I switched the main overhead lights off so you could see the railroad signals flashing a lot better. I love how the lights are in general round about this end of the layout, but yeah, they look great, very happy with them. Just need to wire up the rest. My idea for this layout was to run trains round in a loop, and that's what I've done. I've managed to get a loop in the area that's limited and do some switching at the same time, which I was unable to do with EnjoyMusic. So very happy with how I can operate this layout. I will film and record a full operating session and how I do it and my idea for it. Due to working on the layout and doing all the buildings and the scenes and adding all the electrics and lights and stuff, I've not had time to really sit down and get my teeth into some good switching sessions in order to figure out what stock I'm going to run, what trains I'm going to run, the mix of passenger and freight, timetables, etc. I will develop these. I have some ideas in place for them just now, but this is an idea of how I do switching, where I can have it on DCC, which is one of the great benefits of having it. So while I have a train running round, it could be the outgoing train. After 3 loops, I'll take it off and replace it with an incoming train, and then repeat the operation and change out all the freight wagons for whatever's needing changed according to the timetable. But working with the loop, you've also got to access the main line at times while you're shunting, especially if you're pulling 1 or 2 reefers, box cars at the same time. So here you can see me pulling out 2 of these box cars, and I'm going to need access to the main line. So running at a kind of decent speed, not too quick, not too slow. I have the train running the loop, so I've got roughly between 20 and 30 seconds where I can actually access it. Filming it can be quite tricky, but I'm showing you what I can do while I'm switching and running the loop. So doing it a little bit quick here, quicker than normal due to the fact that I'm filming as well. And knock that little building out of the way, move it back, and then once you've accessed the kind of main line, as it were, we can push those 2 box cars into the side in there, change the switch back over and have the train do the loop again. So maybe work out like 3 or 4 loops and then start switching out the train that comes in. So when the train does come in, it will stop at the station. Depending on the length of the train, I will then pull wagons, flat cars, tank cars off, put them in the run round track where you can see the other two box cars, and then start switching them out using the switcher. So yeah, that's an idea of how I do switching and the capabilities of this layout, which are quite vast. The local tribe name for this statue is She Who Sleeps. But yeah, basically working on the statue, I had the furnace from the old malting building in the Angels share, and I stuffed it in the hole at the back, put it on its side, just to give an orange glow inside that cave. Then got some Liquitex matte medium, put it all over the bottom of the cave, covered up all that sand and whatnot that was gluing the statue in position, and then used three different colours of ground foam, dark earth, summer blend, and then stuck some woodland scenics, fine leaf foliage in there as well, and then crushed up some little dry leaves and put that in round about it and sprinkled it on top, lit it up, and there we have an eerie red glow for the statue inside the cave above the tunnel. Yeah, quick wee job, but effective, and a little Easter egg. Not everybody can see it right away, and it won't obviously be obvious in every video, but I think it's a great addition to the layout, having little Easter eggs like that, little cameo scenes, something that you know about, not a lot of people do, and then until you introduce it and show folk, especially when people are up physically looking at the layout, and then you show them that, so, oh, that's cool, unusual, but cool. But yeah, there we go. She Who Sleeps in the cave with a little amber glow. So I got these two paint pens, one white acrylic and one yellow acrylic. You shake them and it's got a kind of a nib on the end that you push in, and it releases paint into the nib, and then basically drew on white lines and some yellow lines and started doing some road markings. Not perfect, but hey ho. It's a small town in the 40s, 50s, 60s, so I'm not too fussed if everything's bang on straight or perfect curves, and I wasn't spending hours masking it to get it all exactly perfect, as it were. But it's in. Some road markings down, adds a little bit of character to the scene. I'm happy with it. I mean, a lot of folk will fuss and getting it all bang on, but hey, just stick it down. It's a backwoods town. They're lucky they've got any road markings at all, to be honest. I'll give you a wee scan round about, avoid that squeaky floorboard. Yeah. Road markings pretty much done. Get some signs, etc. added. By doing the road markings, I realised there's an area around about the engine shed that will be works traffic only, and as you come along here you can see with the no entry sign here, it's basically stopping any traffic going into that part of the yard. Then as we follow the road round it, we'll go round to the right and then carry on off to the right, and there with the yellow line at the next to the diesel fuel area is showing that that is a restricted area. There will be a fence with a gate put all round this to restrict any traffic and people walking into this area. And the same here, you would take a left turn into the yard. There will be no road markings in there. and it's generally just kind of works traffic, some fencing to secure it. As we go past the no entry sign and move up the road, there is obviously a left road that goes off into infinity, and then as you come round to the right, that would carry on back into the town of Copperhead, so hence there are some road markings there. So yeah, very happy with how it's coming together. I hope you like it too. Don't be too heavy critical of me on the road markings, but I like them. I think they look the part and they suit the scene. I also wired in the final railroad crossing signal, just up in that top corner, just so they were all working. Wanted to make sure everything's up to speed, but that wallpaper was doing my nut in, so it's time to hide it. And what I done was I had previously bought the Gauge Master Cloudy back scene when I was down at York, and Monk Bar Model Shop or something that's down in York. So basically it comes with 3 sheets of sky, and I put that in at the top height, but I had the space at the bottom there, which wasn't ideal. So I printed off some free download trees basically. I know it's kind of the tops of them wasn't exactly perfect for what I wanted for the back scene, but by the time I cut them out and put them against that back scene, it looks great. It's far superior. It's way better looking now. I've got some sky behind the mountains and not the wallpaper. But there's just this little corner here that I need to hide. And when you put the paper in, it leaves a little bit there left. So I'm going to put some bushes in. I've got a little plank of wood I'm going to put in that corner, and that'll help blend that in. It's just a strip of wood. I'm going to put some coverage on it. So basically got it to the table, painted it all brown, left the space where the track's going to go for the ballast, put some glue on that area, decided to get a mix of ballast of black and kind of sand coloured ballast, put that on there, and basically got out the ground foam, put some dark earth down, some summer blend green ground foam, went over the top of the ballast, put a little bit more on, and then covered it all in glue. Then got some Woodland Scenics light green underbrush and put that on, and that's going to go against the back wall there to blend in between the layout and the trees where that little gap is. It looks great when you look down at the photographs, kind of show that it's got a great feel to it now. The whole layout's basically coming together the way I envisaged over a year ago. I continue with the scenery where I put some of the green underbrush on edges of the layout on little parts that had static grass in between the tracks, next to the tracks, and then got some more World Scenics little flowers, the yellow and the purples and some red. So yeah, it's coming together. There's the plank in place, showing you a rough idea of how it will look. The reason the back scene is a bit unusual is because I have to curve the layout due to the radiator being directly below it to avoid any heat going on it. But with the extra foliage and that put on it, I think I agree, it looks really good, especially when you're looking down it from this end. Very happy with how that little part of the layout's come out, and I'll leave you with some running shots and showing you how the layout's looking with all the extra scenery in the back scene. Now remember, this layout is in the corner of my living room, 200 centimetres by about 90 centimetres. That little front flap there can fold down. It's kind of kept up permanently just now because all the fixtures and the lights and that are, but I love my layout. It's maybe not prototypically correct, it's maybe not the best modelled layout out there. Certainly criticism could be fired at certain parts of it, but to be honest, I love it. Very happy with it. It's the best layout I've ever built. I'm thoroughly impressed with it, and it really has pushed my skill set, and that's what it's all about, pushing your skill set and getting better every time you do it. So thanks again for tuning in, thanks for supporting the channel and leaving comments, and take care, and I hope you appreciate this update. It was quite a lot in it, and I'll do more in the next one. All the best. Bye bye.